Welcome to Nevertheless She Persisted, a book talk where we'll be discussing some seriously fierce female protagonists, that is. Join me, Kayla Conway, your friendly feminist librarian, as we explore girl power in its many forms, this time young adult novels featuring strong female leads, each of whom are faced with incredible personal challenges they must overcome before their stories end. Let's get started. The struggles of our first female protagonist are the mythic proportions, literally. Circe by Madeline Miller shares the unknown story behind one of the most captivating and unique figures in Greek mythology, the witch, Circe. Sound familiar? You may know her from English class. She plays a major role in the Odyssey as one of the obstacles Odysseus faces on his epic journey home. But Circe has her own story that's worth telling. In Miller's reimagining of Circe's life, readers dive headfirst into a world of gods and goddesses, Olympians and titans, all of which have problems only immortals can have. Born to a nymph and the sun god Helios, Circe is deemed unattractive and viewed as a disappointment from her birth by her powerful father. Teased by her siblings for her mysterious yellow eyes and hawk-like nose, and cast as an outsider, Circe is rejected by the fellow gods and goddesses. So, she turns to the world of mortals for comfort and companionship. There, Circe discovers her hidden power, witchcraft, and boy does she use it. Transforming rivals into monsters and even turning her powers against the gods, Circe is seen as a threat to Zeus and banished to an abandoned island. A woman on her own, Circe is forced to explore and build her powers, tame the wild, and comes across many of mythology's most famous figures, like the Minotaur, Daedalus and his son Icarus, and of course, Odysseus. However, even as she gains more power, Circe is the target of hate from men and gods alike, eventually becoming the enemy of one of the most terrifying Olympians. Circe is then faced with an impossible choice: stay with the gods she was born to, or with the mortals she has come to love. Filled with intrigue, magic, love, and suspense, Madeline Miller's Circe shows just how hard it is to be a woman in a man and God's world, while celebrating the true power of female strength. If you love mythology and strong women, you won't want to miss out on the award-winning Circe. Just as our first female protagonist persisted in her quest to find her own power and voice, our next character has no voice, or at least she doesn't see the point in sharing it. Speak, the graphic novel by Laurie Halse Anderson and illustrated by Emily Carroll, takes the beloved YA novel Speak and tells the story of its main character, Melinda, through beautiful and at times heartbreaking illustrations. Readers will soon be sucked into Melinda's story, since, as they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and this book speaks volumes. Speak tells the story of high school freshman Melinda as she struggles to navigate the new and scary territory that is high school after a traumatic, life-changing event that has left her unpopular, friendless, and speechless. An outcast, Melinda knows that no one will talk to her, let alone listen. So why speak? Why tell people what really happened to her that night over the summer? As Melinda's grades begin to drop and her parents' marriage begins to fail, Melinda truly feels as if she has no say in her own life and no way to tell her story. Assigned an art project, Melinda discovers a way to find her voice, making peace with her past, giving her the courage to explore new friendships and rediscover the voice she thought she lost. But she soon realizes that the most dangerous and painful thing she has to face is still ahead of her. She, too, is faced with an important decision: say nothing or speak. And Melinda can't stay silent. Not anymore. Filled with striking illustrations, a brave and relatable protagonist, and the powerful lesson that no one can take your voice away from you, Speak is a must-read for those searching for the strength to tell their own stories and their own truth. Be sure to check out Speak and discover the power of your own voice. Our last fierce female protagonist comes in the form of one Cameron Post, a character who, unlike our other featured leading ladies, is more or less sure of who she is, even if others won't let her be that person. Just as powerful, though, as the other female protagonist, Cameron soon goes on a journey of self-discovery that readers soon find is made up of more than what is defined as right by some and wrong by others. The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth is the defining piece of YA LGBTQ fiction. After Cameron Post's parents die suddenly and tragically in a car accident, Cameron's first reaction is guilt. Guilt over the fact that she had just kissed a girl. Forced to move in with her well-meaning but aging grandmother and conservative, overbearing aunt, Cameron begins exploring her sexuality more and more, uncovering an attraction to other girls. First, her best friend Irene, and eventually the irresistible cowgirl, Coley Taylor. Once Coley is in the picture, Cameron's feelings become harder to hide, and after one thing leads to another, Cameron is packed off to God's Promise, a Christian gay conversion camp for teens. There, Cameron is told to suppress who she really is, and that she cannot be gay as homosexuality doesn't exist. At God's Promise, Cameron is lost, but soon she bonds with other teens who have been put there through various circumstances, like the hippie Jane Fonda and the two-spirit native teen Adam Red Eagle. With the help of her new friends, Cameron comes to learn that maybe she's all right after all, just the way she is, and that the only thing that needs changing is how the world feels about LGBTQ individuals. Because she can't change who she is, no matter what. Cameron's journey of self-discovery, self-love, and finding oneself no matter what anyone tells you that you should be is what makes Cameron a strong female protagonist, without question. Complete with a 90s setting, The Miseducation of Cameron Post is the perfect book for readers exploring their sexuality, or readers who simply want to see an important part of the population represented on page. Filled with drama, first loves, heartbreak, and moving passages of acceptance, The Miseducation of Cameron Post is a must-read. From braving the treacherous worlds of gods and mortals and unlocking our hidden strengths in Circe by Madeline Miller, and finding our courage to share our voice and demand to be heard in Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, to learning to love ourselves for who we are, no matter what the world tells us and throws in our way, in The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. These young adult novels teach us that women are a force to be reckoned with, and that no matter what, we'll find a way to persist despite the odds, and come out even better than before on the other side. Remember, if you're ever feeling discouraged or like the world is against you, look to women around you in real life and in your books, and know that, nevertheless, she persisted.